How's it going, guys? Now, I don't know about you, but I love training every day. Well, most days at least. It is one of my favorite things to do in the day, but it's not the only thing. I've got a lot of stuff to do, man. I'm a busy guy. Who isn't these days, right? And that is why if there's something that I can do in the gym that will allow me to save time but still get in all of my training, I'm definitely going to look into it. And the more that I've looked into this, the more I've observed that there are 3 major benefits to doing mirror sets, and that is exactly what I want to share with you guys now. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Jim Galvin, and on this channel, we cover all things training, nutrition, biohacking, and ancestral living to cut through all of the useless fluff of the fitness industry to help you guys work out what you need to do based on your individual biology to help you improve your performance, your physique, and your health. And on today's video, I want to share with you why doing mirror sets in the gym might just be the best thing since sliced bread. Now, some of you, even most of you, may already be aware of some of the massive benefits associated with doing mirror sets. Mirror sets being where we perform a set of a certain movement, say overhead press as an example, and then perform a set of an exercise that is basically the opposite of that movement. In this case, as an example, any kind of vertical pull variation. Again, there's one major benefit that is associated with doing mirror training, so it makes sense in this discussion we start with that one first. So let's get cracking, shall we? And when we train in this way, we are effectively able to pack in more training volume within a set period of time. Because one exercise follows pretty much directly after the other, you might finish a set of strict press as an example at, say, minute 0, rest even for 30 seconds only, and begin doing some pull-ups, which we can do because even though our shoulders and push levers may be a little bit fatigued from the strict press, our lats and our pull levers are still fresh. Finishing these at, say, minute 1, taking 90 seconds break, and then starting our second set of strict press at, say, kind of minute 2:30. Stay with me here, guys, right? So doing 4 sets in this way will mean that you've done both shoulder press and your pull-ups a lot earlier. You'll finish them a lot earlier in your session than you would be if you did shoulder press and pull-ups separately with a 90-second break between each one. You still with me? Hopefully this is making sense, guys. Basically, you save time when you superset in this way by having only a very short rest between exercise 1, a particular movement, and exercise 2, the opposite movement, compared to doing them separately. Same total work done, but a lot less time spent doing it. Again, this is an absolutely gigantic benefit for anyone who loves training but whose sessions and even their life is time sensitive. So basically, for any of you that are living in the modern Western world, that's pretty much all of us, right? Okay, cool. Same volume in less time. Or depending on the way that you look at it, even more volume. If you have a certain amount of time dedicated to your session, you can pack a couple more sets, a bigger chunk of training volume in the same time window. That is the first benefit. Done. On to benefit number dos. Check this out. Especially when done right, this second benefit is extremely conducive and congruent with the way that we now look and associate with what is a good body and a good physique. And that is balance and symmetry. We've all seen the classic gym-going pleb with his hunched and internally rotated shoulders. Too much bench, not enough rear scap. It's just so 2007 bodybuilder, am I right? I mean, what a knobber. This is hopefully not what we want to look like now, right? And instead, if you're anything like me, you're looking for an all-round, strong, athletic, and aesthetic physique and body. One that looks good, but is also able to perform and has a great all-round level of strength, power, speed, and endurance and mobility, all wrapped into one. And again, balance and symmetry is absolutely key for this. So training by way of mirror sets is an amazing vehicle and method to make sure that we stay on track for this particular objective. And I bet a decent number of you watching this right now are like, well, that's a great, Jim, but how the hell do I do this for lower body? How do I do this mirror training for my leg sessions? Extremely good question, and one that is going to be answered in a lot more detail and a lot more comprehensively in its own video coming up in a couple of weeks, where we dedicate an entire video specifically to answer that question: how do we do mirror training and make it work for us when we're training lower body? For now, however, I'll give you a little bit of a teaser, and I will simply say this: make sure that you balance the anterior work with posterior chain. That is basically to say any lower body work that is quad dominant, leg press being a really, really good example of that, should be balanced with anything that's kind of hamstring based, right? Either a leg curl, which is knee flexion, or something like an RDL, which is hip extension. Hip extension and flexion of the knee being the two basic movement patterns of the hamstring. Balance out the quads and hamstrings. But once again, we do not want to get distracted. Stop distracting me. We'll stay on topic and we'll cover that in a lot more detail in a couple of weeks. Another super helpful tip for mirror setting horizontal push and pull. I will just add as a little tangent, even though I've just gobbed off at myself for getting distracted, but I'll share this with you now. Sometimes when we do training in this way, it's actually quite a good idea to do the counterintuitive thing when we're doing a horizontal push and pull and actually start with the pull work first. So if we're doing horizontal push in the form of a bench press and horizontal pull in the form of either a bent over row or seated row on cable machine or whatever, 100% guys, give this a go. Do the pull work first. This can activate the lats and the pull levers and the rear scap, shoulder girdle stabilizing muscles enough that they're fully firing but not fatigued, which means you then go into your horizontal push in the form of a heavy bench press and basically nothing's fatigued, it's just primed, it's just working and actually holds your shoulder girdle in a much stronger position, making your bench press even better. Bet you didn't know that, did you? And if you did, pipe down. No one likes to show off. I said pipe down. And this here leads us seamlessly into benefit number tres. Check this out. Kind of linked to the first point of getting more training volume in a set period of time. Less rest for the same volume of work is going to lead to a slightly increased metabolic effect. Oh, flipping heck, Jim, just speak English, you flid. Mate, I'm just about to explain it. Chill out, fam. Right, so all movement, both in the gym and just generally in life, is metabolic in the fact that calories are required to create movement and create muscular activation, right? So all movement is metabolic to a point. So when we pack more total work and total volume into the same time frame, the heart rate is going to stay slightly higher throughout, meaning that your metabolic rate is higher throughout the session and beyond. As long as we do this by ensuring that from the second that exercise 1, say your strict press finishes, we start the supersetted mirror exercise 2, the opposite vertical pull in the form of a pull-up, about 30 seconds, basically less than 45 seconds after exercise 1 finishes. You should be getting the added benefit of triggering a couple of physiological processes that basically mean we get a little bit of a cardio benefit as well. A great way of getting a little bit of a spike in metabolic effect without compromising all the hard work that you're actually getting from lifting itself. And again, that's what we want to do. This isn't about just doing cardio and getting better at your 10K. It's about getting all of these benefits without compromising the benefits that you get from the hard work of throwing the barbell around. So in no uncertain terms, I will emphasize that again, you do not need to fear that you are going to lose any muscle from this metabolic effect. That is not the way that it's going to work. You're not going to start doing some heavy rows for your back and heavy bench for your chest and triceps and then have your arms and legs fall off. And if that does happen, I accept absolutely no responsibility. Please see a doctor. Good luck. Thank you. As a reminder, team, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I started looking into this because I was trying to investigate different ways to either save time in my session, or if I dedicated a certain amount of time to my session, fit in a little bit more volume within that certain time window. So as a recap, more volume within the same period of time, which is the first benefit that we discussed, is definitely the most important one for me, right? Benefit 2 being the fact that you are giving yourself the best possible chance of staying as balanced and symmetrical as possible. Great for 3 reasons, right? Aesthetically, you're going to look better. B, you're going to perform better. And C, this is literally single-handedly the best way to injury-proof yourself as much as possible. If you get hit by a bus, it doesn't matter how symmetrical you are, right? But stack the deck in your favor of staying happy and healthy and mobile. And symmetry is step 1 to making sure that you do stack the deck in your favor, and you are less likely to get injured than you would be if you draw a center line down the body and you are uneven and asymmetrical left to right. And benefit number 3, a slightly increased positive metabolic effect from your training. One of the very few vehicles and kind of physiological principles that we can take advantage of in the world of gym training, where we can get a little bit leaner but not worry at all about your body becoming catabolic or eating muscle again. You get a little bit leaner, but you do not have to fear that muscle is going to fall off. That is not the way that it works. Your biceps are safe, bruv. Chill out. Really hope that's of some value to you guys. And if it is, especially that 3rd point, then I cordially, politely invite invite you to watch another video that I recently made on precisely this topic. How to execute some cardio work, how to get that increased metabolic effect, get a bit leaner, and improve your performance in the gym and build a badass engine to go with it. And instead of fear of losing muscle, you might actually gain muscle from executing cardio in this way. Very counterintuitive, and it's a big claim, I know, but genuinely it can be done. But as with a lot of this stuff, if you do it in the right way. So if that is something that interests you and you want to know how you do certain bits of cardio that make you both leaner and build muscle, then click on this link right here to watch this video immediately and get your notebook out and prep to have your mind blown. Have an amazing day, team, and as always, stay strong, stay healthy, stay awesome, and peace out for now.